Subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so that you know when live we go. Dear students, RAU'S Prelims Test Series 2021 is a complete testing and revision course for the upcoming prelims examination. The program will help you prepare for UPSC prelims through a step-up approach. It is a meticulously designed study plan to organize your preparation and keep you on track towards covering the prelims GS and CSAT syllabus extensively from NCERT to the advanced level. The goal of our Prelims Test Series 2021 program is to exhaustively cover all standard sources of study material, including NCERT, with a study plan to test you at par with UPSC level of questions, thereby improving your chances of clearing the prelims examination. To give multiple revision of the entire syllabus from the perspective of civil service prelims pattern. The test series program will also give you the final revision of all topics and themes before the examination through QIP videos and prelims compass notes. The QIP videos or Quality Improvement Program videos are for speedy revision of all important topics for the upcoming prelims examination. QIP videos are kind of crash course for the prelims examination. And prelims compass are 8 subject-wise prelims compilation of all static and current affair topics important for the upcoming prelims. RAU'S Prelims Test Series 2021 will include topics test, testing the concept of candidate. It will include thematic test on both the concept and the current affair of that particular theme. It will also include current affair tests covering the monthly current affairs. And there will be full-length test before the final exam to simulate you for the D-Day. There is a link in the description of this video. You can click on the link for registration and to also check out the demo QIP videos. In this session, we shall have discussion on today's newspaper, The Hindu, Delhi edition dated 2nd of January 2021. We shall take up articles important for civil service examination and discuss them as per the requirement of the exam. The articles that we shall take up for discussion have been tabulated in front of you and the time stamping for the same has been given in the description section. First, we shall discuss this article from page number 9, PM unveils project for affordable housing. Yesterday, Prime Minister has laid foundation stone for 6 lighthouse projects in 6 cities under the framework of Global Housing Technology Challenge India. These lighthouses projects are basically housing projects, and just like a lighthouse gives direction to ships, these housing projects will be giving direction, inspiration to the entire construction industry in India. Under these lighthouse projects, more than 1,000 houses will be constructed in 6 cities: Indore, Rajkot, Chennai, Ranchi, Agartala and Lucknow. See, India is undergoing rapid urbanization, and as per the last census of 2011, around 31% of population lives in cities, and this number is expected to go up to 40% by 2040. Large population of India are going to live in cities in coming years. So we need to make our cities more receptive, to have a productive environment so that innovation may foster and we may march towards sustainable development. To make our cities livable, first of all, the housing need of our cities have to be met. In this context, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs launched Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Urban in 2015. The aim was to construct around 10 million houses by 2022. Out of these 10 million houses envisaged, 7 million houses have been sanctioned. A total of 1.5 million houses have been given to beneficiaries. Another 3.7 million houses are in construction phase, and a total of around 1.25 million houses have used innovative modern technologies. There are two things to take note of. First of all, 2022 is not far away, and 1.5 million houses only have been given to beneficiaries out of total envisaged 10 million houses. Although another 3.7 million houses are in the phase of construction, but even then, target of around 50% or so will be met. So, there is a need for speed. That can come with technology. And technology utilization is very low in the construction industry. Very small percentage of total houses being built under Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana adopt modern technologies. In order to accelerate the implementation of modern construction technology and in order to meet the vision of housing for all by 2022, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs launched a technology submission. And under this technology submission, a platform called as Global Housing Technology Challenge was initiated. Global Housing Technology Challenge is basically a platform to identify innovative construction technologies from all over the world and then enable its implementation in India. Global Housing Technology Challenge will not only be restricted to Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Urban, but it will cover other related missions and programs. For example, the Amrut Mission, Swachh Bharat Urban Component, National Urban Livelihood Mission, Ujjwala Yojana, Ujala Yojana, Make in India, Atal Innovation Mission, Skill India Mission will all be covered by Global Housing Technology Challenge. Since these schemes are of central government, but their implementation is done with the help of state government and local bodies, so such kind of platform will also become a tool for cooperative federalism. Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, and specifically the Prime Minister, is giving the push for innovative construction technologies because the advantage is huge. First of all, the speed with which the work is done is very high. And if you want to see the vision of housing for all by 2022 coming true, then technology is imperative. Secondly, the quality of work, the quality of houses, their strength, their leak-proof nature, their finishing, everything is much better in houses constructed using these technologies. Construction done using these modern innovative technologies are also cost-effective. Much of the work is done on-site or nearby the construction site. So management of resource is very effective. Additionally, waste can also be used in construction. For example, fly ash, the slags of blast furnace, even the recycled material like plastics. They can be effectively used in construction, and that makes the construction cost effective. The conventional construction system, the brick and mortar model, that is first of all slow, that is energy intensive. The bricks, the cements, the mortar, everything is developed separately, and then the cost of transportation, and then the cost of cementing the bricks, then the cost of plaster. And conventional construction cannot be done in innovative manner. They have to use natural resources. Incorporation of waste as construction material is not possible. So carbon footprint is larger in case of conventional construction systems. The technologies will be very important. They will be essential if we want to meet the Sustainable Development Goals SDG 11, Sustainable Cities. If we want to meet the target of New Urban Agenda under the UN Habitat, and even meeting the targets of Paris Climate Accord, reducing the carbon footprint, technology will have to be incorporated. Adoption of these new technologies in the construction site is said to be a shining example of transfer of technology. Everything is done out in the open. It's an open laboratory where students and professionals can go visit and learn the new technologies getting incorporated in the construction industry of India. All these things will foster an environment of research. Then there will be growth of ancillary industries. The skill set gained by the labor force in implementation of these technologies will be used in alternative construction regimes, maybe in separate industry altogether. These will help solving the problem of Indian construction sector in a holistic manner and will increase the ease of living in Indian city where citizens can live with dignity. You know that Indian cities do not feature in the top 100 of Global Livability Index. And to change that, many modern construction practices have been adopted under the Global Housing Technology Challenge India. The lighthouse project at Ranchi will be constructed using the 3D volumetric precast concrete construction system. Under this, the units of the houses, the halls, the rooms, the kitchens, the verandas, they are constructed at the casting site. And that precast concrete is brought at the site and joined together to construct the entire building. Similarly, there are other precast construction mechanisms like prefabricated sandwich panel system that will be done in Indore, precast concrete construction system that will be done at Chennai. There is a technology called as a structural steel frame with light gauge steel infill panels. It gives building high strength to weight ratio. One of the modern construction practice is called as monolithic concrete construction using tunnel framework. Under this technology, houses are constructed with big halls, and later on, as per the use and demand, the inner walls and partitions can be made. These construction practices and technologies have been borrowed from all over the world. We have taken it from countries like Germany, China, France, US, New Zealand, and from Canada. We have already talked about the overall advantage of these construction technologies. Now let's talk about microscopically advantages only from the point of view of construction. First of all, overwhelmingly majority, around 90% of the building work that is done at the casting site. So there is a huge reduction in construction and occupancy time. When you do the construction on site, you cannot make the third floor unless the second floor is ready, and you cannot make the fourth floor unless the third floor is ready. But here, you can make any floor at any time, and then you have to bring it on site and join it piece by piece. So huge reduction in time. There is huge resource optimization as well because all of the work is done at one site. There is improved quality in the construction because there is precision and high finish. One of the reasons is because there is monolithic casting of walls and floors, or even in large slabs, there is uniformity. There is less chances of punctures here and there. So that reduces the chance of leakage. The construction design in prefabricated slabs is such that the joints are more strong. So earthquake resilient buildings can be made better using these technologies. As we have talked about before, the industrial byproduct like fly ash, like the slags coming from the blast furnace, they can be incorporated in the construction work. And since it's a prefabricated slab or a monolithic structure, there is no use of plaster. There is no need of plaster, which is imperative if we are using bricks and cements. Since lots of construction can be done simultaneously, there is minimal material waste. Prefabrication is done in a controlled, closed environment. So pollution into the atmosphere is less. You can do multiple fabrication at a time, so recycling of water can also be done. In the conventional system, when we are making floor by floor construction, then recycling of water cannot be done. The water which is used in the second floor construction cannot be recycled for fifth floor. But when all the floors are being made simultaneously, then optimum utilization of resources there. Also, there could be all-weather construction because it is a closed environment. Because of importance of these new novel innovative construction systems, the year 2019-20 was declared as Construction Technology Year. And recently a certificate course on innovative construction technologies, namely Nava Riti, New Affordable Validated Research Innovation Technology in Housing. Hopefully, these measures will make the vision of housing for all by 2022 come true. This is the editorial article from page number 6, Clear Connection. According to the recent notification issued by Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, TRAI, the Interconnect usage charge has been done away with, effective from yesterday. In the past, the Interconnect usage charge has created a lot of controversy, and this step of doing away with IUC is being seen beneficial both for the customers and the telecom operators. Interconnect usage charge is the charge that one mobile operator pays to another for carrying through or even terminating a call. See, you understand that you can call to any network from any network. Suppose you are at network A and you're calling to another customer at network B. When you do a call from network A to network B, you obviously use the infrastructure of network B to complete the call. That entails some payment to network B. When a call is completed at network B from network A pays some amount to network B. And that effectively is interconnect usage charge. It is a cost that the originating network pays as a compensation to the receiving network. In India, the interconnect usage charge is decided by TRAI. In September 2017, TRAI has ordered a reduction in interconnect usage charge to 6 paisa per minute, down from 14 paisa per minute, which was prevailing earlier. And now this charge has been done away with altogether. See, interconnect usage charge is seen as a great entry barrier and hence restricting competition in the telecom industry. Suppose A is a new entrant in the telecom sector. Then obviously initially subscribers of A will be less and subscribers of A will be calling to other networks, obviously. So the interconnect usage charge initially that a new entrant will have to pay will be very high, and that will act as a huge entry barrier. But the recent controversies related to interconnect usage charge has been in the context of Jio operator. Jio has claimed that because of price differences between the free voice on Jio network and high tariffs on Airtel and Vodafone Idea networks, customers on other networks are relying on giving missed calls to Jio customers. It has claimed that the Jio network receives around 25 to 30 crores missed call on daily basis, presumably because people want their friends or family on Jio to call them back. And these callbacks from Jio networks to the customers on other networks is leading to payment of higher interconnect usage charge by Reliance Jio. Accordingly, Reliance Jio was in favor of scrapping IUC, but that was opposed by other network operators who were obviously the beneficiaries of IUC regime. That is about interconnect usage charge. The telecom sector in general and their challenges were comprehensively covered in the DNS dated 5th of November 2020. So please refer to this DNS in case you have missed the telecom sector and its challenges in your course of preparation. There is a news article on page number 14 regarding Digital Payments Index that RBI has recently released. The purpose is to capture the extent of digitization of payment across the country. The Digital Payment Index was recommended by a committee headed by Nandan Nilekani on deepening digital payment. RBI and Government of India has been working on facilitating adoption of cashless payment. There have been lots of work regarding creation of digital payment, creation of unified payment interface, scrapping of merchant discount rate, the cost paid by merchant to the bank for accepting payment from their customers via digital means. MDR has been scrapped for payment through RuPay cards and UPI. There has been talk going on for scrapping MDR altogether. So this issue of digital payment is very important and UPSC has been focusing on this. In 2017, UPSC asked this question, which of the following is most likely consequence of implementing unified payments interface? The right answer to which was option A. Mobile wallets will not be necessary for online payments because you can make payment directly from your bank account. In 2018, UPSC asked this question with reference to digital payments. Consider the following statements. Bheem app allows the user to transfer money to anyone with a UPI enabled bank account. Simple, easy, straightforward. Second statement was, while a chip PIN debit card has 4 factors of authentication, Bheem has only 2 factors of authentication. This obviously is an incorrect statement because the chip PIN debit card has 2 factors of authentication, the card number and the PIN. And Bheem app has 3 factors of authentication, the mobile number and the device ID, account number with which the app is linked, and thirdly the UPI PIN which is necessary for the transaction. So the answer was option A. In 2018, UPSC asked another question on merchant discount rate, which was the charge to a merchant by a bank for accepting payment from his customers through the bank's debit cards. So digital payment is an important topic for the exam. The Digital Payment Index that the RBI has come up has 5 broad parameters. Payment enablers, which has a weightage of 25%, payment infrastructure on the demand side and supply side. Supply side has a weightage of 15%, demand side has a weightage of 10%. The highest weightage is of payment performance, 45%, and customer centricity has a weightage of 5%. Each of these parameters have sub-parameters which in turn consist of various measurable indicators. For example, the first parameter, payment enabler, has sub-parameters like internet, mobile, Aadhaar, bank account, merchants. Payment infrastructure demand side has sub-parameters like debit cards, credit cards, prepaid payment instruments, FASTags. On the supply side, There are subparameters of bank branches, business correspondents, ATMs, point of sale machines, QR codes, intermediaries. Payment performance, the parameter having highest weightage, has subparameters like digital payment system volume, digital payment system value, number of unique users, the currency in circulation, cash withdrawals, and the parameter customer centricity having the lowest weightage has subparameters like declines, complaints, the frauds, system downtime. You don't have to know all the subparameters, but broadly the 5 parameters you must keep in mind. This digital payment index has March 2018 as the base, meaning the digital payment index for March 2018 would be 100. RBI has calculated the DPI for March 2019 as 153.47 and for March 2020 207.84. From now the RBI will publish DPI semi-annually with a lag of 4 months. The new index will help to study the impact of policy interventions taken by Government of India and RBI. There is a news article on page number 1. GST collections touch all-time high in December. This is a good sign. This is a sign of economic recovery. Despite pandemic is not over yet, but GST collection has touched all-time high. As you can see from this graph, from the low of April 2020, GST collection has been increasing. It got stagnant for 2 months, increased again, decreased in November, but in December it picked up again. If you see comparison from last year's data has been given in gray and corresponding monthly data of this financial year has been given in yellow. GST collection outperformed last year's data in November itself, and in December we are handsomely above last year's data. Concerning GST, there are 2 important things for the prelims examination. One is to understand the trend, and the trend you can see it is not continuously increasing or continuously decreasing, which generally UPSC asks about trends of tax collection. Secondly, you need to understand the GST compensation mechanism. GST was introduced as a major tax reform in India's tax regime. It was also remarked as good and simple tax. The hope was that tax collection will increase despite reduction in tax rate, and hence everyone will benefit out of it. It subsumed a number of central and state indirect taxes such as excise duty, service tax, sales tax, VAT, octroi duty, etc. etc. However, some of the states had apprehension that their overall revenue will fall because they have to decrease the tax rate on many products. So they were not coming on board, and GST regime could not have been assured without states on board, India being a federal polity. Hence, in order to allay the fears of the states, central government promised for compensating the states for their losses for first 5 years. The promise was if the state GST revenue is not increasing by 14%, then the central government will compensate for the shortfall for first 5 years. And the money for compensating the states will come from GST compensation cess. GST compensation cess was to be levied on luxury goods or the sin goods. The payment of compensation to the state was to be done bi-monthly. Till 2019, everything was going on track. The proceeds coming from the cess was high and the GST overall collection was in surplus. After the pandemic, when the time came for compensating the state from April to October, things started to run into bad weather. Both the central and the state revenue started to decrease, and the amount by which the state needed to get compensated increased because there was a promise of annual 14% increment in the tax revenue collection. So now the center came in a huge shortfall and center started to dither. Center then put its hands up in the air and said it cannot help. For a long time, center was encouraging the states to borrow from RBI or from the market themselves. States started to protest, and the whole issue has been covered in the DNS dated 28th of August 2020. If your memory of the issue has started to be bleak, then it's time that you revise your notes or look into the PDF of this DNS. We have come to the end of the session. Now we will take question for the day. Answer to yesterday's question for the day would be option B. It is easy to eliminate statement 4 because subsidy is never an investment. Today's question is this: with reference to Global Housing Technology Challenge India, consider the following statements. Statement 1, it is the initiative of Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs in collaboration with UN Habitat. Statement 2, it is a dedicated platform for the implementation of Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Urban. Which of the above statements are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, neither 1 nor 2. Thank you very much for spending your 25 minutes of time with me. Goodbye, take care.